But where was I going with that? You've distracted me to the point.
London, Wembley Stadium.
No, I wasn't even. You took me there. I was over here in the States.
I didn't take you there. Tony took you there.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. First of all, don't mock me today in case I might fump for a time or two in my pronunciation of the word, like a baba wawa. Because last night, Stacy made the kebabs, the steak kebabs. Well, I shouldn't say kebabs because they're a whole different thing over in the UK. They say you want to go to a kebab shop. I think you're getting the fucking big long skewer with the chunks of steak and chicken and onions and peppers and mushrooms. And I don't know what it looked like, a goddamn Dalmatian vomit in a dirty diaper. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But Stacy made the shish kebabs where you spear and or skewer the edible goodies and then you flame broil them, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, delicious if done right. Yeah.
Are you trying to insinuate that we didn't do ours right?
No, I'm saying
we just had a bunch of fucking Dalmatian vomit of our own over here?
I'm saying independent of the Cornettes, when done right, shish kebab could be delicious. Possibly nutritious.
And nutritious and delicious and succulent.
Hey, you know what I see right here? I got to say this before I forget.
Oh, God damn it. He's going to make me forget this again. What?
Kevin Von Erich, his flip-flops are tucked into the back of his jeans. He must have wore his flip-flops there, but he can't go out there. He has to be barefoot. He's Kevin Von Erich, so he tucked the flip-flops into the back of his jeans. That's all I had to say. I'm so sorry.
Well, at least now we know that Kevin has enough sense not to walk around downtown London barefoot, for heaven's sake. Those streets have been there for 1,000 years. Can you imagine how many dogs have shit on those? That's the first thing that pops to my mind. But so I guess
the first thing that comes to your mind about the streets of London.
The people of London will probably not be asking me back anytime soon. But I enjoyed it. It's wonderful architecture, the incredible old buildings and old roads and old structures that have been there for so long for dogs to shit on.
What about horses?
So anyway, where I was back,
shish kebab.
The shish kebabs. So the point is, she made their steak and onions and green and red peppers and mushrooms and seasoned wonderfully. And so what I did to complement the main course, so to speak, was I wanted to contribute in my own way. So I went over to Paul's Market and I got some twice baked potatoes and I heated them up, and I heated them too far. And when I took the bite of twice baked potato that I like to get on the fork about equal to the size of the piece of my steak, so you got the steak and the potato and the cheesy goodness all wrapped up there, it was hot as fuck. And I burned the top of my mouth, and right now it feels like I have a giant postage stamp stuck to the roof of my mouth that I cannot peel off no matter what I do.
I'm guessing it's a 29-cent variety.
Well, it's one of the big ones from Lithuania. Did you ever notice the small countries had the big stamps?
I never noticed.
Well, you ought to see. That's because you're not into the finer things in life. I often go into my stamp room and sit there with a stamp and a pair of tweezers and my magnifying glass and marvel at the unbroken lines of the cancellation stamp.
You think right now is a good time or a bad time to be a stamp collector? Is it a good time because there aren't as many as there used to be so you can get more stuff? Or is it a bad time because everything's so expensive now that it's harder to get in?
Well, here's the thing. 15 years ago, I was trying to, again, go through and unpack and file some things in the vault here at the castle. And when I was a kid, because my father had a stamp collection book when he was like 10, 12 years old or whatever. So we're starting in 1926, right? So everything was ancient. And I thought, well, it's cool because it's my dad's when he was a kid. It's 100 years old, whatever. But my mom had signed me up for the first day covers, which were cool also. The series the post office had back in the early 70s where they issued special stamps and commemorative envelopes and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, well, this shit's, I'm keeping my dad's stamp album, right? But I said, this shit takes up a lot of space, and I haven't looked at it in 40 years. I'll take it down to the coin and stamp store. And turns out, unless you are somebody in fucking Zurich smoking a pipe with slippers on in a goddamn castle, and you've got the rare stamps and shit like that, people ain't buying fucking stamps anymore. It's like one of the comic book dealers told me about my Big Little Book collection from the 30s. He said the average age of people collecting those is dead. Nobody, you know, they're wonderful, and it's a few, you know, but
I think that, you know, I think things like eBay have changed that a lot, because wherever the loan collector is, you know, you can all of a sudden have a community of loan collectors because they're all buying and selling from the same vantage point. Not saying eBay's a perfect platform or anything, but, you know, if you're a collector and you go there, there are people who don't know what they have and they think the average collector is dead and they're looking to unload something, but there are still collectors of something.
Well, yes. And
I'm Brian Last, and this is my statement.
Yes, thank you. And if you'd like to write to the station to disagree with our general manager, please call 188-FUCK-YOU. Well, I've got all kinds of, it's going to take me the rest of however long I live right now to catalog, organize, and or market all the various things that I've accumulated in my life. So by the time I get around to looking at them again, they may be worth something. Everything's in mint condition, you know.
I mean, I know there's still collectors for those Big Little books.
Well, yes, you know, and online is, but if you were just doing regular, they don't appreciate, nor are they as valuable as the, let's say, the Silver Age Marvels now, because there's less chance of anyone assembling a complete collection and or a complete run of even all of the Buck Rogers titles, all the Mickey Mouse titles, or in any kind of high grade. There's more interest. Well, you've noticed that Amazing Fantasy 15 is in 9.8 is hovering around Action 1 levels. And it may exceed it because there's more chance of at least having an Amazing Fantasy 15 than there is ever having an Action 1, because as rare as the 15s are, there's got to be 20 times more of them than there are the Action 1s. I defer to the experts in the audience to quantify the however many times.
I saw a thing on ABC News the other day about this guy, I forget what his last name was, Bill something, and he has a place called Billville, his own town, where it started where he was a bike collector, a motorcycle collector, and he would build his own motorcycles. And he was a collector. And like a lot of collectors, when you start collecting, you got to be a completist. You have to get everything. He ran out of space. He has a 50,000 square foot facility / barn. You know, I don't want to say barn, but no, but you know, it's like not a shed. See, I don't know what the right word is.
All-purpose facility.
All-purpose facility. You know, it could be a variety of things. An airport hangar. I mean, it's gigantic. 50,000 square feet. He created his own town with literally like little storefronts, and the stores are loaded with everything that would have been in them, and all of his collection. And he's in his 80s now, and he gives tours. I think it's in Pennsylvania. But just what a job he did with that. You should check that out.
Well, what I was told about Stacy's Cadillac LaSalle, the 1929 that she got from her dad, is that is no longer. I mean, obviously, yes, there are high-end collectors and people that, you know, are into all these things, but it's not the most popular, most sought-after era or group of cars, because a lot of people that get money want the cars they grew up with or that they remember from their dad or whatever, and to have ridden in one of these things, you'd have to be almost 100 years old at this point.
Yeah, you have to really be a collector. Like a Jay Leno. Like Jay Leno just buys all sorts of cars.
And this one, to be quite honest, it's amazing, but it's not Jay Leno condition ready quality. But that's the thing. As time goes on, we end up, we're always buying the things we loved when we were kids 40 years later, after they've appreciated 1,000 times in value, then you pay 1,000 times more for it than you did originally. Of course, I don't, because I kept all my shit. But your era of childhood changes, so the more modern shit, which is still more accessible to a larger number of people, gets more popular. Did I say that with my burnt mouth?
You said that very well with your yes.
But anyway, all righty then, and so I'm back in case we just announced this on the drive-thru, but you can hear my wacky sound effects and everything, and we're back in action as Stacy had pointed it out to Hotchkiss Featherbottom, because she said that when he walked in, she said, when I Skype my mom out in the backyard and the birds are loud, she can't hear me or whatever. And that's where he started looking at those screens, and he fixed the noise filtration system so that everything that is not
there's still a ton of noise we got to work on here.
No, it's perfect now.
No, you can't hear it. I can hear it. I have super hearing. What? You can't hear it. I'm on the other side.
You're going to be on the other side, Alice.
Hey.
Bang, zoom. My sound is supposed to be perfect now because we are not suppressing a lick of the noise. We're giving the people all the fucking noise, all the goddamn noise they can handle. Nothing's being filtered. Right?
Well, right now, when in post-production, we're going to have to really clean this the fuck up. But
come on!
But of course, there's action underway at All In. A big 10-man tag match underway right now. Rick Knox is the referee because there's just people lying all around for no reason, waiting for their spot. Oh boy, what a show.
And maybe the Joker came in, or was it the Riddler? No, it was the Penguin that had the gas from his umbrella.
That's right.
Maybe they were all gassed.